right. Welcome, everybody, to Finals Day. It's a big day of finals. We've got a couple of men's finals and then also day one or first round of Dubai as well. So it's a pretty hectic, it's going to be a pretty hectic day. So we're starting with De Minaur versus FAA. In about half an hour, we've got Eala taking on Baptiste. Then we're going to go to Sonmez versus Bailik. And then we're going to go to Dallas. So that is the roadmap to where we're going to go. It's going to be pretty hectic, but we're going to get there. Blunted.
Watching a demon match, demon in straight sets.
All right. Thank you for the $2. I tell you, demon in straight sets would be great. It'd be great. Yeah, Raducanu must be playing tomorrow because she's not playing today. So, yeah. Cam, did you see the great Layla win? I did see Fernandez win, yeah. It was a good win. Good comeback. And, yeah, that was good. Was it the last title that Demon won? I want to say Washington. It was a hardcourt title. I want to say Washington. Yeah. He won Washington. He saved a bunch of championship points. And he beat Fokina in the final. Yes, in the final set, he saved championship points. Should be a good match then? Yeah. It should be very good. FAA looked great yesterday against Bublik. So, yeah. This is not going to be easy for Demon. Demon in straight sets would be a miracle. Yeah. That's optimistic. Did you see Shelton play yesterday? No. I was asleep. Layla's going to play Chen. Yeah, we're going to probably watch that in the next couple of days. That's a good little rematch there for from the Australian Open. More withdrawals for the ladies. Yeah, this tournament's turning into a bit of a miss for a lot of the players, which is a little bit of a shame. So many players are missing out. I thought FAA versus Bublik would be a lot closer. Yeah, I did too. But FAA was just next level. And Bublik was just flat. He had played a lot of tennis, Bublik. All right. By the way, day 45 in a row of streaming. So thank you for everybody who's joined us on any of those days. I'm hoping that on next Sunday I'll have a day off, but that'll depend on what happens with the next week. Did you manage to get sleep? Yeah, I slept enough. In all honesty, Demon has suffered 2 losses in finals. Maybe he can do it today. I support both of them. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's not like playing Felix is easier than playing, Sinner or Alcaraz. It's still going to be just as tough and just as hard for Demon, but at least he doesn't have to play them. Be brave, Cam. You never know. Your guy could pull through. Sorry, but I have to go with my fellow Canadian. All right, mods, ban all the Canadians gone for Felix. I don't want to hear it today. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not too bothered. If Demon loses, I'm more bothered when he loses to somebody that he shouldn't lose to. That's when it gets a little bit hard to watch. But if he loses to Felix, Felix has been in good form, and You know, FAA's on a win streak. So, I mean, look, he's probably the favorite, Felix, to win this as well. I would guess. Yeah, Demon's the underdog. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered. Like, if Demon loses, that sucks. But also, you know, he's going to lose to somebody who's probably better on indoor hard courts anyway. Michael. I have no idea why the
Demon's best chances for they open a door and there is any breeze lol FA's tough indoors.
He is tough indoors. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, this is going to be Demon's not the favorite, so he doesn't have anything to lose. FAA is the one who has to defend. It's his to lose. He's the one with the win streak. He's the one that yeah, he is the one. They're just doing a big intro, by the way, with trumpets and stuff. Jeez, like a whole orchestra. Oh, wow. All right. How are they going to clean that up after the... we're going to play the final in like 2 minutes. What are you doing? That's a big entrance. That's a huge entrance. What the hell? They're going nuts over there. What is this, a concert before the match? I know, right? It's just like a big orchestra for the walkouts. You can't even see De Minaur. He's like hiding amongst the trombones. Like, you can't see him. They had to walk through the orchestra pit. Oh, that tennis ball mascot is nightmare fuel. Stop smiling! You creep. That's definitely over the top, but hey, look, why not? Now how are they going to get everyone off the court? Quick, because we need to play. Like, we need to play now. Get off the court. Quick, run, everybody. Get the stage. All right, cool. Good work, everybody. Now get off the court. We can't play. You're right in the middle of the baseline. We need to practice. We need to get ready. Come on now. Quick, wheel them off. Okay, I guess not. I guess we're just going to stand around and wait. Even Demon's like, can I hit now, please? Can we play now? Yeah, Felix won this event as well. He has won this event. Back-to-back titles, FAA would be huge psychologically. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, so De Minaur and FAA just going to have to wait for the for the orchestra to leave. I don't think they thought this one through. I don't think they thought, like, hey, by the way, when the players walk out on court, how are we going to get out of the way really quickly? Because now there's like players are sitting down waiting because they can't go out there and hit. And the camera is doing a very good job of not showing it, not showing everybody running off to stage left. They're just showing like it's all the camera. It's all behind the camera. You can't see it. They're not showing you. They're like, why are the players just sitting down doing nothing? I don't know. They're just being patient. This actually sucks, right? Like, both players are waiting for them to move the stage to so they can actually start hitting. Yeah, they didn't think this one through. No, now they can go out and start the show, the real show. Not good, not bad though. I mean, it's a good idea. Maybe don't set the stage up in the middle of the baseline next time. I want Felix perform on every court, not just indoors. Talent and perform everywhere. Cool. All right. Here we go. They're gonna figure out who's gonna serve. All right. I think FAA is going to receive. Why does the mascot look so excited? I don't know. He is just a... Can the mascot just go away? Like, can the mascot please leave? It's scaring me. Is it the... By the way, is it the only... I don't think there's any mascots anywhere else. Like, the Australian Open don't have a mascot. The Grand Slams don't have mascots, do they? All right, here we go. Now we can start hitting some tennis balls. All right. So De Minaur took out Van der Zandschulp and Humbert. Felix took out Griekspoor and Bublik. So a big change in type of player for FAA. He's gone from big serving to now to defensive beast. So I wonder if that's going to make a difference. Demon, he's gone from, Humbert and Van der Zandschulp kind of have a little bit of Felix game. So a little bit better of a warm-up, but not... FAA's gone from like big server to baseline grinder, which is a completely different person. All right. I don't know why, but I just feel like this match might go 3 hours. So Eala's coming up against Baptiste in about 20 minutes. So we'll get that match going as well. And then we've got the Dallas final happening in about 4 hours. So that's fun. Ah! Fuck me. Why does this always have to happen now? Thanks, Dutchie. It's always when we start a stream. It's always when we start a stream. All right. All right. This was 2 hours ago. Why is it just being notified now? Hang on. All right. When did this be announced? Ugh. Was it announced on internet? Hang on. Nope, that was Wimbledon. That was yesterday. That was nothing. Where is the information? There's been no statement, so I don't know where this is all coming from. But there's been no statement. Sorry, Chad. I'm just doing some reading. I haven't heard. I'm going to be skeptical until I see Swiatek say it, because this doesn't feel. I know that like it's being talked about, but I don't. I need a source, and I'm not getting a source. There ain't no source, chat. Is it true? I don't know. The account that people are referring to from and I don't know where this information has come from. Because the person that cut and paste this didn't put any source in their description, so I don't think this could be true. It could not be true. There is no there, because again we don't have any. So I need some more evidence before we start going crazy. Anyways, yeah, there's a thing on Twitter that's like a thing on Twitter that says that Swiatek and Wim Fizet are parted ways, but I have no idea. There's no statement from Swiatek, and from what I can see, all the people that are all the more trusted sources that are referring to this one tweet, that tweet doesn't have a source. So how do you know it's real? You need to source the information somewhere. You can't just, and also and look, it's a Coco Gauff Venus Williams fan Twitter account that's tweeting it. So I don't understand. Anyways, if Swiatek or somebody actually, because I know Dutchie and Gene, I know you're gonna send me the same thing that I've been reading. Yeah, you're sending me the thing that I don't know if that's legit, because that person didn't send me anything. Like that person didn't tell where it was coming from. So I just gotta if you see Swiatek or someone, if there's quotes from Swiatek, let me know, because that's the only way we can verify anything anyway. All right, De Minaur lose the first point, love 15. I love 15. I'm going to go Demon in 3 because I'm hopeful. All right, return goes into the back end of Demon 4 now from Felix. Goes long. Yeah, Sage, I'm not sure if it is fake or not, and I'm skeptical until I see. I need more evidence from. I'm not going to make a video based on a tweet that has no source. As that goes in the net from Felix 3015. I need a Swiatek quote. I can't be going off any random ass Twitter response. All right, 3015 as the back end of the net by Felix. Also, tomorrow's schedule's out. This is legit. Mboko's playing tomorrow night. Okay. Oh, Chen Fernandez tomorrow. Okay. Raducanu plays tomorrow. All right. I'm more interested in Doha tomorrow because I think Alcaraz and/or Sinner are playing. So, but we might watch a little bit of Dubai. I think Doha might be the focus though tomorrow. All right. Drop slice into the forehand of Demon. Backing up from Felix in the net. And it's 40-30. Also, the thing about Twitter, right, is that, and look, this is the good and the bad, is if you do, write something on Twitter and then you realize that it's a mistake, you can delete it. If I make a video about Swiatek and her coach and it's not right because the people that I've looked at and sourced didn't get it right either, that's why I'm skeptical to do anything, because I just don't see where it's sourced. As the backhand goes long by Felix, one love. I'm not saying that the people that are reporting it are not legit, because there's a lot of legitimate reports, but from what they're all referring to, the thing that I'm looking, like, I'm going to the source of what they're sourcing, and the source they're sourcing isn't sourcing anything. So I'm a little bit like, all right, let's just wait. Let's just wait, because I don't want to make a video about it and it's not true, and I don't want to make a video misleading anybody, and I want to get it. I also want to hear what Swiatek has to say if it's real. So that's why I'm skeptical until we get something a little bit more tangible. So we're not going to talk about Swiatek and a coach until we hear something actually, like from her. Until it's become confirmed from her. Because at the moment it just seems like a bit of a rumor. And it could be true. But also it could be a rumor. Like her pulling out of Wimbledon. Last year. Which was not true at all. And she ended up winning the whole thing. Or Jannik Sinner and Carlos Moya working together. Didn't happen. Right? Those kind of things. All right. Backhand to backhand rally is Felix. Into the backhand of Demon. Demon over the first game of the match. As with a forehand from Felix down the line. Backhand of Demon cross court. Felix gets it. But overhits it. Pardon me. Left 15. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As a return goes in by Demon, 15-0. Good serving Felix, 30-15. As a return goes into the forehand now of Demon. Felix backhand to the backhand of Demon. As it a backhand rally. Demon goes down the line. Felix with the forehand. Demon all comes to net. Felix with a slice. Demon with a volley winner. It's 30-0. Great hitting from Demon. 30-0. As return goes in the net by Demon. 40-30. Felix to level. All right, there's a forehand rally. Into the forehand of Felix, down to the backhand of slice of Demon. Felix with the forehand cross court. Demon gets it. As Felix forehand again. Demon goes again to the forehand of Felix. This going cross court with the forehands. Demon goes down the line, mixes up to the backhand of Felix. Backhand of Demon. Into the backhand of Felix. De Minaur forehand goes down the line. Great shot. Up goes a lob by Felix. But it goes long. And it's deuce. All right, deuce. By the way, chat, I don't think it's true. I don't think Swiatek is part of Waves with a coach. Unless she says so. Double fault Felix. And it's advantage Demon. Yep, Dutchy, I know you've sent me that too. That doesn't really help me. I need some actual proof. News going around that Rio will be played on hardcourt in the future? Where's that? That's right, Dutchy. The problem is that the original tweet, as that goes out by Demon, the original tweet has been referenced in that article that Twitter account is pointing at. So it's like, but then when you go to the original where it came from, that account doesn't have a source for that. They don't have any. They've just said it, right? You know, it's just said, hey, this has happened with no source. So it's like, well, you know. No, I'm not saying that Punta to Break is definitely reliable, but they're referring to a tweet, and that Twitter account, I don't know if that's reliable. So that's the hard part. But no, they're definitely legit. I agree with that. But they're referring to a tweet that isn't being referred to anything else, right? Where did they get that from? Who did they talk to, right? How do they know? But they're referring to that tweet. But they're legit, for sure. But that's the thing with the internet, is that you can go, well, they said it. And then they turn around and go, well, they said it. And then they turn around and go, well, I got it from there. And then the person who originally wrote it says, oh, I just made it up, or I heard it from, I heard it from somewhere. Like, I heard something my friend told me. Like, it's a little bit, I need something that's like, Swiatek said this, Wim5Z said, like, I need a statement from them, otherwise it doesn't make it. None of this is true. I need to hear it from them. Otherwise it's just a rumor. And it could be true. But I'm just not comfortable making a video yet about it. If it does come true, though, I'll definitely be telling you. Now, there's word on the internet that Swiatek and her coach have split, but it's just word on the internet right now. There's no confirmation from either party. Anyways, Felix with the backhand with the forehand went up. Advantage. All right, let's get the second of two matches started, because Eala and Baptiste are about to come out on court. All right, what's going on? Bit of a doubleheader going on. We've got the final of Rotterdam with FAA versus Demon, top 10 clash. And then we've got a rematch from last year's Eastbourne qualies with Eala taking on Baptiste. Very interesting first round. Baptiste lost in the qualies, was a lucky loser, so she wasn't even supposed to be here. But a lot of players were withdrawn, so a lot of players are getting a second chance from the qualies. But FAA holds 1-1. But thanks, Gene and Dutchy, for keeping us updated, because see, the thing is that tweet came out 2 hours ago too. That's what makes me even more skeptical, is because how did Why did it take 2 hours before anybody took notice of that tweet? That's another red flag. Because that's been like that news has been out there for like 3 hours. Why hasn't it been? Why is no one talking about it? If it's not a rumor, now that's a hard part too, right? By the way, Dubai have definitely taken inspiration, and I say taken inspiration because I feel like stealing is a little bit too aggressive. Taken inspiration for the Australian Open with their walkout tunnel. Because they've got like the Australian Open style of former champions all down the row. It's a very Australian Open inspired. We'll say inspired. Inspired walkout. Put the hat on and do the video. I'm not going to do a video about something that I can't confirm. I mean, I'm not a journalist, but I'm also not comfortable making a video about something so serious, because it's not like the Moya interview or the Carlos Moya news last year, where it was like, oh, Carlos Moya, he might coach Sinner, and then he like a day later was like, I'm not coaching Sinner. This split is a lot more serious. By the way, Big Trades Tennis, thanks for coming back for another month. Appreciate that. And also thank you, Horror Critic, for the 32 months. Appreciate that. All right. Don't believe everything you read. Yeah. Like I said, and plus I can't even make a video anyway until I get like what's the video going to be? Hey, somebody said something about something else. It's like, what? I got to make a video if I need actual like quotes, right? I need Swiatek and Fizet to actually, at least I need one of them to say something. You know, I can't just make a video about like, oh, I heard something on the internet. It's like, okay. You know, I'm going to make a video. It's going to be at least got a little bit of like, you know, I can't do a video. I can't make a video unless Swiatek or Wim Fizet say something. All right, Eala's walking out on court. You know it's a big crowd. That's why she got the night session. 40-15 here. Demon, as that goes in net by Felix, and it's Demon with a 2-1 lead. Packed crowd, as all the Eala matches are. Hey, Nemo, thank you for the 29 months. Appreciate that. Yeah, full house for Eala as always, or at least a packed crowd. The most people that have been there all day. All right, 2-1 Demon. But yeah, Baptiste has gotten better since the last time they played as well. So this is going to be interesting. Call Swiatek? Yeah, I don't have a number. Yeah, so Truth Teller, you're just copying and pasting, which is not kind of an ironic name, Truth Teller. And we don't know if it's the truth, so you might be telling a rumor. Rumors aren't truth, so we just gotta wait and see. That is pretty funny. You gotta admit that. Hey everyone, I'm new here. Okay, Nemo, you're not fooling anybody, but all right. The venue is packed. Yep, so many people out there for coming to Eala matches. Dubai and Doha, they were paying attention. They were paying attention. All right. Let's see how this match goes, because they did play in the qualies of Eastbourne last year, and it was a couple of tie breaks, and then Eala ran away with a third. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what will happen. All right, Felix serving 2-1 Demon. All right, 15 love. I found an article about it. Okay. So my process of trying to verify stuff is like, I'll see the article, then I'll see what the article is sourcing, then I'll click on the source of where the article, where are they pointing, right? Because unless they called Swiatek and said, yeah, we spoke to her on the phone this morning, if they're like, hey, we heard it from this guy over here, I'll go to that person and I'll see what they're doing, and then if they're pointing at somebody else, then I'll you got to track it. You can't just read the article and go, well, or read the headline and go, well, that happened. You go, well, it says who? You know what I mean? So, like, you got to read the article, then you got to see what they're referring to. What are they referencing? Okay, they're referencing a tweet. Okay, where's that tweet? All right, what's that tweet? Where'd that tweet come from? You know? And then go from there, because otherwise, at least you don't have to do that. I have to do that. You could do whatever you want. You can read the headline and go, I heard this. Fine. But I have to. I don't have to. I mean, I could be TMZ and I could go with anything that I hear, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Especially with Swiatek, because I know we've got a lot of Swiatek fans, and I don't want to give any wrong information to them when they don't need that stress in their life. 30-15, especially if it's not confirmed, right? Nothing worse than you hearing that your favorite player's in a bit of a coaching mess when it actually wasn't, and there's no need. I didn't need to make a video, right? So we'll just wait. We're just going to be on a hold pattern. Maybe it is true, and maybe we just haven't got confirmation yet. But until then, it's a rumor. Anyways, 40-15. Good serving from Felix. And it's 2-0. All right, Eala and Baptiste are just warming up the Serbs. All right, 2-2. As that goes out by Felix. 15 love, Demon. By the way, Chad, I watched a movie called Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. That was good. 15 love. And a backhand rally. Slice. Nope, that goes out by Demon. 15-0. Yeah, look, I understand that there's people in the chat that are like, will hear like Swiatek split, like, you know, rumors of a Swiatek and her coach, and then be like, yay, I've been wanting that for months. Like, I get it. Like, people are going to be like, some of you are going to feel like, see, I knew that was going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Nothing's happened. But I get it. Some of you guys are going to be like, yeah, I knew that was the case, but nothing's happened. We haven't got any. Swiatek has to say something, or Wim5Z has to say something. So, like, you might get excited about the news because that's what you want to happen. You want to see that happen, but it doesn't mean it's happened. AI told me that the article came from a place that is known for fraudulent information. Well, yeah. That's why, you know, getting news off Twitter is dangerous with no sourcing. It's dangerous. So that's why I'm very reluctant. And also, like I said, that tweet was 3 hours ago. Why is it no one speaking about it? Because, you know, Tennis Channel would have said something. You know, Tennis Channel have said nothing. So, like, how, you know. Anyways, Felix hits it out. It's 3-2. But we'll just wait and see. And if it is true, then we'll talk about it. If it's not true, we'll move on. The internet playing up windy this morning. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully it stays. All right, here we go. Eala Baptiste. First round matchup in Dubai. Winner plays Palini. Pretty interesting draw. Baptiste to serve. Baptiste with the serve. I'm going to go, I think I said Eala in 3. But Baptiste with the serve. And Demon's up 3-2 already. By the way, apparently that all of the Swiatek stuff is not real. Yeah, there's a. Apparently, it's not true. So there you go, chat. Thank you, Gene. Polish journalist saying that's not true. Yeah. 15-0. And that saved me a whole video. So that's good. All right. 30-15. Nice shot from Baptiste. Hey, Carmen. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. All right. 30-15. Baptiste. There's a backhand. Nope. That's a fault from Baptiste. Second serve. Serving to the back end of Eala. 400 from Baptiste. That's a winner. Jeez, Baptiste has got some flat ground strokes that are just so lethal. All right, as Baptiste holds, 1-love. Good start. Solid game. Not going to lie, I just wish Alex is wearing her old red outfit from Miami. Well, they don't do that. They get paid to wear the newest stuff. That's what sponsors do. They put you in the newest gear. They don't want you to wear old stuff. Otherwise they wouldn't be paying you. They're paying you to promote their clothes. So if you're wearing something from a year ago, you're not really helping their sales from this year. You know what I mean? That's why you see players that are unbranded. They wear older stuff because they don't have to. They can wear whatever they want because they're not there to promote anything. All right, 15-love here. FA8. All right, Eala to serve. She serves a fault. Second serve. Good pickup by Demon. Oh, what a shot. Demon with the beautiful pickup. 15-0. How did he get that shot? That's crazy. What a shot by Demon. All right, Eala hits it long. And it's love 15. Gil and John Wertheim deleted the repost of the Swiatek split. Another journalist called out, pointed a break for posting from a troll account. Okay, well, I don't know about the second part, but that's fair enough, yeah. All right, as Baptiste gets to love 30. Eala in the net. All right, love 30. As the return goes in the backhand of Felix. Felix in the net, 15-30. Demon with a chance to get the break here. You look energized today. Yeah, I'm so excited because you sent me that hat. So I'm excited because I'm so pumped to get that hat in the post. So that's why I'm so pumped up. I'm excited to get that hat with the ears that you're sending, right? Did you send it already, or are you sending it on Monday? I'm excited. 15-30. Eala trying to get on the board. As Eala serves again. Down the tee, good serve. Return goes into the forehand of Eala. Forehand now from Baptiste. To the backhand of Eala is Baptiste forehand again. The backhand of Eala. And Eala hits a backhand winner. Nice shot, 30-0. Also, Eala doesn't have the strapping on the leg, which is good. She's had a week off, so hopefully that's whatever that issue was is healed. Hey, Joy Adventure. Thank you for the becoming a member. Appreciate that. All right, Demon at 15-30. He looks for the break as well. As we got a backhand to backhand rally. Nice one from Demon again at the backhand of Felix. Demon with a forehand. At the backhand of FAA. Demon backhand again. Felix again to the backhand of De Minaur as Felix with a forehand off the tape. Demon goes down the line to the backhand of Felix. As Demon backhand down the line winner. 15-40. Also Eala. 40-30. She looks to get on the board. Who am I supporting? I'm supporting De Minaur. All right, nice work from Demon. Great hitting. As Baptiste sits out in the return. All right, Eala holds. 1-1. 1-1. All right, Demon with the break points. Demon's coaching team are eating candy, apparently. Or at least one of them's eating a lollipop. All right, Demon all comes to the net. Felix pass. Demon, volley in the net. That was a chance for Demon. 30-40. So Baptiste serving. 1-1. Eala holds first game. All right, break point number 2 for Demon. Has a serve from Felix. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Yo.
Thanks, Cam, for Alex cover. Rooting for Alex win.
Thank you. Damon breaks. Speaking of Alex De Minaur breaks. I'm going for the Alexes today, by the way. Oh, wow. So apparently, David Nalbandian is going to coach Grigor Dimitrov. That's kind of crazy. I like it. That's kind of cool. Good news. That's good news. 4-2. By the way, just got confirmation that, or at least I've got some clarification, that Swiatek is not going to split with Wim Fizet. So, yeah. So that has been cleared. But yeah, David Nalbandian coaching Dimitrov. That's cool. As De Minaur puts away the volley, it's 15 love, 40 love for Baptiste. That's cool to have David Nalbandian back in the spotlight, or at least back in tennis, in the main tennis. I think he's probably doing academies or something back in Argentina. But it's good to see him in the on the tour again in a coaching capacity. 40-15, Baptiste. Who's that? Who's David Nalbandian? Come on now. One of the best players never to win a slam, unfortunately, is David Nalbandian. De Minaur 30 love. All right, slice from Baptiste into the forehand of Eala. Baptiste backhand down the line. Good shot. Eala gets it. Baptiste forehand cross court. Eala goes down the line with the backhand to the slice of Baptiste. Eala forehand. Baptiste gets it with the backhand into the forehand of Eala. Baptiste on the stretch as Eala backhand again. The forehand of Baptiste. Good rally, and then Baptiste in the net. 40-30. The crowd go wild as Demon goes to 40 love. Based on UTR values, Eala has a raw 61% chance to win. Okay. She was the slight favorite in this one too. I'm not going to do a history lesson about David Nalbandian. We did that the other day. I'm doing a double header. I can't do a history lesson and watch two matches at the same time. It's not possible. 40 love Demon. He serves in the backhand of Felix. Forehand from De Minaur. Into the backhand of Felix. De Minaur forehand cross court. Felix gets it. De Minaur forehand again. Into the backhand of Felix. De Minaur backhand on the stretch. In the net. 40-15 as Baptiste holds. 2-1 Baptiste. First set. Canada just won a gold medal. Nice. All right, 40-15, De Minaur. Serving the backhand off Felix. That goes out. De Minaur 5-2. with the break. All right. How we doing, chat? By the way, chat, I was watching a match between or highlights between Federer and Gustavo Kuerten back in I think it was Indian Wells 03. The ATP had put it up last year. Guga had such a backhand. His backhand, he had a one-hander, right? I don't know why more one-handed players are not focusing on his backhand rather than trying to be Federer. Because I reckon Tsitsipas could take so many notes off Kuerten on the backhand, how to hit the backhand. In fact, why not get Guga? If you're Stefanos Tsitsipas, why aren't you calling Guga Kuerten for tips? Because his backhand, he was this tall, lanky guy as well. But he just had this old school kind of style of backhand where he just kind of whipped it. It was just a whip. And I'm like, Stefanos could really take some notes from that. And he got such great angles, and you never knew where he was going to hit it. When I was watching these highlights with Federer, I was just like he's playing Roger. 03 Roger, right? Before Grand Slams, but still 03 Roger. And he just had this backhand. I was just like, God, I feel like Tsitsipas could try and replicate that in some capacity and make his backhand a little less vulnerable, you know? But yeah, I got to watch more Guga Kuerten because that was just before I started watching tennis properly. So I never got to see prime Guga, but God, that guy could play. And that backhand was it's kind of like Ljubicic. It felt like that kind of really kind of a tall, lanky guy with the one-hander, but he just had it just felt like a whip. Anyways, love 15. Backhand return goes to forehand of Eala. Backhand of Baptiste into the forehand of Eala. Cross court in the forehand of Baptiste. Eala wins the point though. Baptiste goes wide. 15 all. All right. Eala trying to level. And Felix trying to stay at the set. Demon's trying to get it. As the backhand goes in net by Demon for 30 love Felix. As Eala, backhand down the line to the slice of Baptiste. Eala slice cross court. Goes wide. Just goes wide. 15-30. Chance for Baptiste to break. 15-30. Eala to serve. Serving to the backhand of Baptiste. Eala backhand on the stretch. Baptiste forehand. She comes to the net. Eala with a pass. Too good. Just not a good enough approach from Baptiste. 30 all. All right, 40 love here for Felix. As he tries to keep De Minaur in the match. Or sorry, keep himself in the set and force De Minaur to serve for it. All right, he does. 5-3. All right, as that goes out by... goes past Eala. And it's 30-40. Break point for Baptiste. Great forehand cross-court winner by Baptiste. All right, Eala serves. Into the backhand of Baptiste. Forehand from Eala to the forehand of Baptiste. And she hits it wide, and Eala gets the deuce. But Baptiste is the one going for it here. She's the one trying to make things happen. Just missed. All right, De Minaur. 30 love. 30 love. As Eala serves an ace. Down the tee. Lovely shot. Advantage Eala. Demon 2 points away from the first set. As we had a forehand winner there from Demon. 40 love. Eala with a serve. Here's a let. All right, set point Demon. He serves a fault second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Felix. Backhand from De Minaur into the forehand of Auger Aliassime as they go forehand to forehand. Forehand down the line from De Minaur is wide. It's 40-15 as Baptiste hits a backhand into the net. It's 2-0. Eala holds. 2-2. Been like a long 4 games. 16 minutes for 4 games. All right, set point number 2 for Demon. Serve. Into the backhand of Felix. Return goes out. De Minaur first set. 6-3. 6-3 Demon. Felix not loving this. He's been amazing all week and Demon is making him look average. That is true. 40 minutes played. 6-3 De Minaur as we had a backhand return from Eala to the backhand of Baptiste. Eala forehand. To the backhand of Baptiste. As Eala backhand cross court. Baptiste gets with a forehand on the stretch. Eala again to the forehand of Baptiste, who hits a winner down the line. No, Eala gets it back. Baptiste forehand in the net. Great hustle by Eala. And it's love 15. Also, Felix actually not doing bad on serve, but overall his game's not been great. 6.6 performance rating compared to a 7.7 for Demon. Demon just overall with the ground strokes better than Felix at the moment. All right, love 15 Eala. Good hustle. As Baptiste serves in the forehand of Eala. Eala in the net. 15 all. Felix not loving this. He's been amazing all week and Demon's making him look average. Well, that's the reason why. I think one of the reasons why is because, and I mentioned this at the start, FAA has come in playing against Poprin, Medvedovic, Greek Sport, Bublik. None of those guys are Demon, right? None of those guys are baseliners, really. I mean, Poprin kind of is. But most of them rely on a big first serve, and that's sort of their game. De Minaur, he's got an all-round game, right? He can come to the net, he can do all those things, but he's more of a grinder. And Felix hasn't played really a baseline grinder, so he's hitting more shots than he would have had to against Bublik and against, even though, I mean, maybe also the Bublik match being that easy probably wasn't a great thing either. I needed a bit more of a test. But had he have played Munar, that would have been a better warm-up for this matchup, right? Whereas Demon, he's played Feast, Wawrinka, Van der Zandschulp, and Humbert. And Van der Zandschulp and Felix are probably the two similar players because Van der Zandschulp's got the serve and, you know, he's got a bit of an all-round game, which Felix does. So Demon's had a better preparation for this matchup, I think, than Felix. All right, 30 all here. Baptiste in trouble. Eala looking for that break. And plus, that match yesterday that Felix played was so easy, and it probably, like I said, it wasn't the great preparation for this match because De Minaur match was never going to be easy. 40-30 Baptiste. As she tries to lead again. All right, serve to the backhand of Eala, backhand of Baptiste. Into the backhand of Eala, Baptiste into the forehand of Eala, who hits a winner down the line. Eala's found her groove. We get the deuce. All right, 15 love for Felix. All right, there's a bit of fault from Baptiste. Back to deuce here. Second serve. Second serve in the backhand of Eala. That's a return winner. Eala's got a break point. Advantage Eala. He's like, I'm not losing this 4 years in a row. Yeah. I don't know. Did De Minaur play this in 20... Has he played the final 4 or 3 times? I thought it was only 3. Yeah, it was Sinner Medvedev in 23, but he's lost the last 2. All right, Eala does break. And Baptiste throws in a bit of a sloppy game on serve. Not enough first serves. And Eala makes it pay. 3-2 Eala. Good start. Raducanu is playing Cocchiaretto later Monday. Yeah, so tomorrow she's playing. Also, the Doha draw should be coming out soon as well, so we know who we're going to watch if we're watching Alcaraz and Sinner or one or both. I'm sure we're going to watch at least one of them tomorrow. Good serving Felix, 40-15. All right, 40-15. FAO serves again. To take the lead in the second. As he does with a great serve. All right, Felix, 1-love in the second. Money says Fritz Hart says Shelton. I'm excited to watch that one. We haven't watched Dallas all week just because the time zones have really been hard for me. Like, they've been brutal hard times. But, yeah. I'm excited that we actually get to watch it. Oh, you already sent me the Doha schedule? My bad. It's probably amongst all the Swiatek stuff, right? When did you send me this? Oh, okay. My bad. Like an hour ago. All right, so Sinner's playing at night. No Alcaraz tomorrow. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Gene. So I missed that amongst all the other stuff was going on. What time is that at? At approximately 3 in the morning. Okay, that's about standard. Raducanu's playing. Wait, hang on. Mboko tomorrow night. Is that at the same time as Sinner though? Maybe. Maybe. All right. Eala. Sorry, Baptiste, love 30. Chance to get the break back. All right. All right, so we should be able to watch. Krejcikova and Nisimova's kind of fire too, though. Maybe we'll watch that after Sinner. All right. Love 30. Chance for Baptiste to break straight back. As a return goes the forehand of Eala. Baptiste into the forehand again of Eala. To the backhand of Baptiste. Eala back to hand down the line. Is a winner. 15-30. Uh, 15-30. Great shot by Eala. The inside out backhand winner. As Eala serves again. That's a fault. Second serve. $15.30. Serve to the forehand of Baptiste. She shanks the return. And it's 30-all. $15.30 here for Demon against Demon as well. As he hits a backhand into the backhand of Felix. De Minaur forehand again to the backhand of Felix. De Minaur backhand. Down the line. Great shot. Felix gets there, but it's in the net. That was a... Felix wasn't ready. He thought it was going cross court for sure. Why did Djokovic withdraw from the tournament? He said he's not 100% fit, or he's still fatigued from a long Australian Open. Is it a forehand from Eala? That goes wide, and it's 30-40 Baptiste to get back on serve. Felix return goes wide, 40-30. All right, break point for Baptiste as Eala serves. Into the backhand Baptiste. Eala backhand open court in the net. Oh, she rushed it. She just rushed the backhand. Eala, that was... should have been a winner. I mean, it was open court. Baptiste might have got there, but... yeah, she just tried to hit it a little bit too quickly and gives the break back. 3-3. De Minaur also trying to just get a game in the second. We get the deuce. Djokovic was played well today. Yeah, I saw bits of it. All right, advantage Demon, good serve. How can Djokovic be fatigued? He didn't do that good at the Australian Open. Good one. That's funny. All right, advantage De Minaur as he hits the forehand winner. It's 1-1. All right, Baptiste hitting a forehand winner. I tell you, Baptiste forehand. That's a hell of a weapon. 15 love. I just think Fritz can out-rally Shelton. Fritz had a big battle against Cilic, so he could be fatigued. Yeah, I feel like Fritz Shelton is such a battle for the American number one spot. Like, that is such a... like, those guys have played... they played twice. And they're... it feels like every time... well, since they've... like, every time they've played, it just feels like though they're playing for the best American. Like, the number one American. Eala hits a drop shot winner, 15-0. And today is even more important because it's a final. Also, is there the American number one ranking on the line? No, if Shelton wins, he's still behind Fritz, but yeah, it feels like those guys are really fighting for who's the best American player on the men's side, for sure. Because those are the two, right? They're the two best Americans. They've been the two best for at least 12 months, right? They've been the two American stars on the men's side. Well, the best Americans on the men's side. All right. As Eala goes down the line, the forehand of Baptiste. Baptiste puts it wide, 15-30. Chance for Eala to get the break again. 15-30. I tell you, the conditions look much sweatier in Dubai than they did in Doha. I don't know what the humidities or the maybe the temperatures are like at night in Dubai, but it seems like it's a bit warmer in Dubai than it was in Doha. All right, 15-30 here. Serve again. Baptiste is a fault. Second serve. As FAA just missed the backhand down the line. 15-0. Oh, just missed it. All right, return from Eala. That's a winner. 15-40. God, Baptiste's second serve is getting mauled by Eala. You're a real American? Cool. I don't know what that means, but congrats. 15-40. Serve to the forehand of Eala, but Eala hits it long, 30-40. Still break point for Eala. Nice hitting there from Felix. Goes back behind Demon. Smart shot. Baptiste serves another fault. Second serve. This is the danger. I'd be serving down the tee if I was Baptiste. Second serve goes in the front of Eala. That was out wide. Into the back of Baptiste. Eala forehand again in the back of Baptiste. Baptiste hits it long. All right, Eala breaks again, 4-3. But it's once the first serve misses from Baptiste, Eala's got all the time to return. All right, 4-3. Eala. All right. Felix looking to stay in front in the second. Serve into the back of De Minaur. Corner from Felix. That's a good shot. Demon in the net with a slice. And Felix holds. 2-1. In the second. All right. How we doing, chat? Oh, God. By the way, chat, I was doing an experiment because I saw a clip from Taylor Fritz. I don't know when this was, but I saw it. We'll talk about this more when we watch Fritz versus Shelton because this is more relevant to them. It's relevant to these guys too, but because we got asked a very interesting question the other day, and it's a question that I think a lot of people have, right? Is this generation better or worse than, 2013, right? Or like the 2010s, right? So I took it upon myself to do a little bit of research on like what, specifically 2013, because I feel like 2013 was a good time to, it's probably the best comparison we can make to the guys right now. And whether or not the guys that are here right now, the Fritz, Zverevs, De Minaurs, Auger Aliassimes, whether or not those guys are better or worse than the Berdych, Gasquet, Songers of the world back in 2013. Because they're a little bit younger, this generation. These guys are a little bit younger because guys like Shelton and Musetti are a little bit younger. But we'll talk about that in the Dallas match because I found some really interesting comparisons, especially with Fritz, because he's 28 years old. And he said in this interview, I don't know when it was, or maybe he was doing a stream, and he was talking about how like maybe nostalgia plays a big part in why a lot of people think that this generation is not as good as the Tsonga Berdych generation, and that like nostalgia is playing a part. I'm like, that's interesting. I didn't think of that. That maybe we're all just nostalgic for Delpo, right? And Ferrer, when these guys are actually pretty decent, but we're not giving them the love that we should because they're not winning slams. But then again, those guys didn't either, right? Delpo did. So yeah, we'll talk about that in the next one because in the Dallas match, because I found really interesting to compare, especially comparing Taylor Fritz to some of those guys and how he stacks up against Berdych, at that 28 years old and Tsonga at 28. Like, how does he stack up? The results might surprise you. 15 love. All right, backhand goes into the forehand of Auger Aliassime. Forehand now in the net by Demon. And it's 15-all. 15-all as well in the Eala court as she tries to consolidate the break. Baptiste forehand goes wide. I tell you, Baptiste on the run with the forehand, that's a problem for Baptiste. And missing first serves has been a problem that Eala has been able to take advantage of. 30-15. All right, slicing the forehand of Felix. Backing up from Demon to the forehand of Felix. De Minaur comes to the net. Auger Aliassime with a lob. De Minaur smash. Felix hits it back. Oh, but it went in. No. It went long. Luckily, Demon left it. Good hitting from Eala. 40-15. All right, 40-15. Eala to go to 5-3. Eala with a good serve. 5-3. Eala with the lead. Who would be a Roddick comparison of today? I mean, serving? Shelton, right? It has to be Shelton. Results-wise? No one, because no one has a number. Is number one and has one. I mean, Medvedev. When it comes to number one in the world and slams one, maybe Medvedev. I don't know. But, yeah, but actually, you know what? Results-wise, Roddick-Medvedev, probably on a similar level. But in terms of game, it's probably got to be Shelton, right? For serving alone. As that goes out from... Or maybe Fritz. I mean, yeah, you could probably... Maybe Fritz actually might be a better comparison. Shot for shot, he might be better. A better comparison. Because Fritz has got a big serve too. But his net game is a little bit... Not his favourite thing to do. He's got a hell of a forehand, Fritz, you know. As we get to 40-30, and that's game De Minaur. He holds 2-0. Fritz better fit with Roddick, yeah. I mean, obviously, the results-wise, they're not the same, but when it comes to game, they're probably on a similar type. Shot for shot. If we're going results, it's probably Medvedev, right? Medi and Roddick. But Medi's got a big serve too. He's just more defensive than Roddick was. All right, Baptiste 30 love. As she double faults, 30-15. $30-15. And that goes out by Eala, 40-15. Baptiste to make Eala serve for the set. Cam, why are you teasing us about what you wanted to say about older generation and new ones? Because I don't want to talk about it now. You're just going to have to watch the Fritz versus Shelton stream in a couple hours. All right, 40-15. Baptiste serves. Into the backhand of Eala. Baptiste backhand into the backhand again of Eala. Crossed into the forehand of Baptiste. Eala slice. There's Baptiste backhand. Cross-court winner. All right. Eala's going to serve for this set. 5-4. Also, Demon has got love 30. He's looking for that break. I like to think Shelton's more like Taylor Dent. Nah, Taylor Dent was a serve volleyer, though. Like, pure serve volleyer. I loved watching Taylor Dent. We need more serve volleyers in tennis. Somehow we've got to make serve volley players, not doubles players playing singles, right? I'm talking serve volley players. We've got to give them some way to come back, because that's the style that I wish would come back. I wish we would have those relentless serve volley types. Now, would they win? I don't know. Probably not. But we need to have those. We need to have those types back, because they died in like 2009. Like towards the end of the decade, end of the 2000s, that's the serve volley has disappeared, and now there's been baseliners ever since. And I'm not talking about doubles players who play singles, because they're not the same thing, right? I'm talking about like Tim Henman, Taylor Dent, you know, those kind of guys. We need those guys back. But we also need to make it so those guys can win. Otherwise, people won't play like that. Anyways, De Minaur passing shot as Felix gets it, but De Minaur puts it away. There's the break. Demon 3-2. That's why we need indoor hard courts to be fast, so the serve volleyers can win them. I mean, Chuck, wouldn't it be awesome to watch like a Tim Henman or a Taylor Dent serve and volleying against Alcaraz or Sinner, like relentlessly, just first, second serve, just constantly making them hit passes. Like, that would be so much fun. City.
Cressy for serve volley, sad. What happened?
I think he got injured. But we need more than just one person. But thank you for the donation. I think Cressy got injured, though. All right, Eala serve for the set. As Baptiste returns the back of Eala. Forehand from Baptiste. Into the forehand of Eala on the stretch. Baptiste in the net, though. Forehand, and it's 15 love. FA's got the trainer out, by the way. He's pointing at his side. Felix got the trainer. No, I don't think we need serve and volley for the ladies. I think the ladies' game is good enough. We don't need to change. We don't need any. I mean, maybe on the WTA too, but I think on the ATP, if they could somehow give an avenue for serve volley tennis to actually have a chance and be a viable game style, because it's not right now, right? The tennis is tailored for the baseliner, right? 30 love. Is it a forehand now from Baptiste in the forehand of Eala? Baptiste forehand into the forehand of Eala. That's a passing shot, but it's in the net. And it's 30-15. FA has gone off the court to have a medical timeout. But yeah, the only way that I think they'd be able to bring serve volley tennis back in some capacity would be to make the grass fast again, but that wouldn't really help Wimbledon because they want rallies. They don't want serve and volley, 2-point tennis. They don't want that, or 2-shot tennis. They want rallies. But anyways, and indoor hard courts have to be fast. So at the end of the year, players that serve and volley actually, it's an actual good tactic. As that goes the net by Baptiste. Set points. 40-15. And then probably maybe I don't know. There needs to be some upgrade to the string technology for them to serve volleys able to control the ball better maybe on a spin. I don't know. There probably needs to be an update in some technologies for it to happen too. Anyways, set points, Eala. Backhand return. Oh, me, right? As it a forehand now from Baptiste. Into the forehand of Eala. Crossed into the backhand of Baptiste. Eala forehand again to the backhand of Baptiste. As Eala forehand again. Cross-court winner. There's the first set. Eala 6-4. Nice. I'm sure there are serve volley tennis players out there, but they're just not in the top 100 at the moment. Or the top 20. All right, 6-4. You all right? Eala, 42 minutes. And FAA's just left the court to get a medical timeout, so we're just waiting for him to come back. All right, first set for Eala. 9 winners and 12 errors each. Eala's converted 2 out of 3 break points, and Baptiste 1 out of 2. So, very close set. Very, very close set. Eala just served a little bit better, and also attacked the returns a bit better on the second serves. Baptiste missed a couple of first serves at important times, and that was a big difference. All right. We're just waiting for FAA to come back. He's gone off the court to get a medical timeout. Mukova beat on Boko, serve and volleying from the ad court the entire first set. I mean, Mukova does have that in her as well, and we'd love to see it. But on the men's side, there's no true. And when I say true serve volley, I'm talking second serve volleys that are competent, right? Not just a Hail Mary. You know what I mean? I just want to see it. I don't care if it's effective. I just want to see it. I don't know if it will beat Alcaraz or Sinner, but I don't care. I just want to see somebody serve and volleying relentlessly for my own joy, to be honest. I don't really care if Sinner or Alcaraz win or lose to it. I don't care if it affects them. I just want to see it. I just want to see someone come in and just serve volley like a madman. Atman's a little bit like that, though, isn't he? Atman's a bit of a serve volley, isn't he? Maybe. I mean, Atman has a massive serve. All right, Felix is back. 3-2. 3-2 Demon with the set in the break. And Eala won the first set 6-4. And Demon serves. Into the forehand of Felix. Felix in the net. 15 love. It's going to be very tough for De Minaur to win now. It's going to be very, very tough. As Baptiste hits a forehand winner. And it's 15 love. If he's injured and losing, bad combination. Oh, Cressy retired. Okay, I didn't know. I was going to say he retired, but I wasn't sure. I think I remember seeing it somewhere that he did retire. As Felix hits it out. Sorry, Demon hits it out. 15-all. As Baptiste serves again. Double fault. 15-all. As we get a backhand now from Felix into the backhand of De Minaur. Felix forehand. Again to the backhand of Demon. He goes down the line for a winner. 30-15. As Baptiste forehand on the stretch. Eala goes cross court on the baseline from Eala. That's a good shot. In the net from Baptiste on the backhand. 15-30. Winner of this ladies match plays Palini in the second round. All right. De Minaur serves in the backhand of Felix. Return goes long. It's 40-15. All right. Baptiste in trouble. 15-30. Serving the forehand of Eala. Forehand now from Baptiste. Into the forehand of Eala. That's a good shot. Baptiste puts a passing shot, but Eala volleys it away. And it's 15-40. Eala to get the break in the second. All right. Backhand to backhand rally. Felix to the backhand of Demon. Felix backhand again to the backhand of Demon. Down the line in the net by Demon, 40-30. All right, break points for Eala. 15-40. And Demon looking to go to 4-2. All right, serve out wide the backhand of Eala. Great return. Baptiste gets it back with the backhand. Into the forehand of Eala. There's Baptiste backhand again. Into the forehand of Eala on the stretch. Baptiste, forehand cross court. That's a good shot. Eala gets it with a slice. Baptiste comes in, but the ball doesn't make the net. 30-40. One saved. As De Minaur goes the forehand of Felix. Forehand from Demon. To the slice of FAA. Backhand again from Demon. As Felix backhand again. The backhand of Demon. Felix backhand again. Goes in the De Minaur forehand. As De Minaur forehand again goes to the backhand of Felix. Slice cross court. De Minaur slices it back. Felix runs around into forehand straight to De Minaur's backhand. As with a slice from Felix. That goes long, and it's 4-2. Demon in the second. All right, 30-40 here. Eala. As Baptiste serves an ace. All right. Deuce. Great serve out wide. All right, 4-2. De Minaur is 2 games away from finally winning this trophy. That's called perseverance, chat. Perseverance, commitment, dedication to the tournament, and never say die, never give up attitude. All right, Eala with the backhand winner. She gets another chance to break. Advantage Eala. Baptiste serves. Nope, she doesn't. Now she serves a fault. Second serve. Eala steps inside the baseline. Second serve in the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Baptiste. And Eala shanks it wide. All right, Baptiste's shot must have hit the back of the baseline. All right, back to deuce. As De Minaur gets love 15. All right, Eala backhand return goes wide. And Baptiste takes the advantage. As the return goes in the backhand of Felix. Forehand from De Minaur. Into the forehand of Felix. A De Minaur forehand. Into the backhand of FAA. De Minaur backhand down the line. Felix forehand on the stretch. Goes in the net. It's love 30. I'll tell you this, chat. If you take Sinner and Alcaraz out of the equation, the tennis is pretty interesting. As Baptiste in the net deuce. On the men's side, like you take Sinner and Alcaraz out of the equation, you forget that they exist. De Minaur versus FAA, very close matchup. You got Shelton and Fritz later. Bublik's in the mix. Musetti's very competitive. Like it's a pretty good tour. The problem that it's got is that there's two guys that are just too good for everybody, right? But if you take them out of the equation, there's some good competition. It's a really good competition. And if you didn't have Sinner and Alcaraz dominating and Felix and De Minaur could have won slams or have a chance, and like these other guys, the ATP looks a hell of a lot better. So we love watching Sinkeraz, but if they weren't around, the tour would be still very interesting. Maybe more interesting, less predictable. Because this match here, the way that Demon's playing, he is playing some great tennis. But then again, would Demon be as good if it wasn't for Alcaraz and Sinner? Because De Minaur, he's only playing this well because he's been forced to play this level of tennis due to those other guys. If they're not there, do these guys play as well as they are right now? Because those guys are making them play good. Kind of like Federer back in the 2000s. Anyways, Felix in the net. Demon 5-2. He's going to serve this match. I know Djokovic is there too. But at 38 years old, Djokovic is not... At the Grand Slams, he's still unbeatable, but not in the best of three sets. There are still chances for these guys to play Djokovic. In best of three, best of five, these guys struggle everywhere against Sinner and Alcaraz. But you take them out of it. If you don't have Sinner and Alcaraz, and let's say Djokovic is number one, right? Because that's how the rankings would be if you took them out. And then Zverev would be two, whoever would be three. I think that would be kind of awesome. But that's not the reality we live in. All right, back to deuce here. Baptiste just can't hold. All right, back to deuce. Because this match in particular is a great rivalry. But at the back of our minds, even if we're not saying it out loud, we're all thinking, but can they beat Alcaraz and Sinner, though? This is great. But can they beat Alcaraz and Sinner? That's in the back of our heads every time we see these guys kind of play. Same thing will happen when we watch Shelton and Fritz. We'll be saying how great that matchup is, or it might be bad, but, we'll talk about that match. But at the back of our heads, we're going to go, well, that's great, but what about Sinner and Alcaraz, right? They didn't play them this week. So at least that's in the back of my head. I'm always thinking this is really good. From Demon, it's a great match, and he's probably going to win the title. But is he going to beat Sinner and Alcaraz playing like this? I don't know. He can't. He hasn't been able to yet. So, are these guys just picking up the crumbs? Or will they actually be able to steal one of the big ones? All right, 5-2, Demon serving for this match. As Baptiste goes into the forehand of Eala, and Eala hits another winner, and it's back to deuce. All right, 15-love, third time lucky for Demon. As he serves the forehand of Felix, return to the backhand of De Minaur. Felix backhand to the backhand of Demon. Into the forehand of Felix. Felix hits it wide. 30-love. I don't think FAA is playing next week. Something tells me FAA might take the week off. Something tells me he's already taken the week off because he's pulled out of Doha anyway. He already pulled out of Doha before we even mentioned it. And now he's got a sore hip or something, so he's definitely not playing next week. All right, return goes back into Demon. Demon goes wide on the backhand, 30-15. He's not playing anyway, yeah. He was supposed to play Doha, but he's changed his mind. All right, good return from Eala, and we get back to deuce. All right, Demon, 30-15. 2 points away from winning this Rotterdam trophy that has eluded him for the years. Backhand slice into the forehand of Demon. Forehand now from Felix. Sliced into the forehand of De Minaur. As FAA forehand, Demon comes in with a backhand cross court. Felix with the pass. in the net. Championship points for Alex De Minaur to finally get the Rotterdam trophy. He made the final last year, lost to Alcaraz. He made the final the year before, lost to Jannik Sinner. He was the number 1 seed coming in after Alcaraz pulled out. He made the final, but he's playing Felix, who won this title back in 22. He serves out wide. That's an ace to finish. Demon does it. Resilience. 3 years in the making. He finally wins the title. All right, Demon gets it done. Baptiste, by the way, has just called it quits. So I don't know what's going on. Baptiste is saying, I can't play, and Eala wins as well. So we've had a retirement and a vindication. Eala's through. Baptiste is out. What the hell has happened? That came out of nowhere. The Baptiste thing. The trainer came out, but she's already retired, so I don't know what's going on. She went over to Eala. Wait, did she retire? She did. So Eala's through, and De Minaur wins. Felix is injured too. Blunted.
Demon.
Demon. Thank you for the 2. All right, Eala's just making sure that Baptiste is okay. Oh, man, what a shame. We're just starting to get into that match too. Man, that sucks. We're going to merge the streams. Jump on over if you want to keep watching. But Demon wins 6-3, 6-2, and he finally wins in Rotterdam. All right.